Craziest thing happened, man. I recorded this whole video. The phone just didn't record it. Crazy, and it was such a dope one as well. Let me see if I can remember it. Yeah. So essentially, I was talking about the fact that you're not your body, right? Your life itself. You're the whole experience, right? But you're doing it. You're experiencing the whole thing through your body. So you're not your body. You don't need to be attached to your body. Just like how you're not attached to a tree or how you're not attached to some other shit. Like, when a random person, you hear a random person's died somewhere, you don't care. That indifference is how you have to, is how you have to feel about yourself. It's crazy, but it's true. Because you are outside of that. And I said, okay, now imagine you, like wherever you are, just stand up and you can stand up wherever you are. If you can. If you can't, don't do it. It's not a big deal. But you can imagine it. But if you can do it, it makes it more, it'll hit home. So imagine wherever you're standing. Now imagine that somehow there's this like thing under your foot that I can press, right? Which will just all your life, the thing that animates your body will just eke out, right? And once it ekes out, the whole body will just collapse on itself, right? Into a heap. Right? There's no blood. It's just a heap. So now imagine yourself as a heap of just like flesh and bones, cartilage, tissues. Yeah, the usual stuff. There's not like, that's not you. Like you recognize that. You know that you are the thing that is inside of it. You're the thing that's just left under the foot. Yeah. Now imagine that you're in a world, aren't you? So you can visualize the globe model. It doesn't matter, but it's more like a bubble, your bubble of reality, because we all don't live in the same world. Whether you believe it or not, I don't care. We can talk about it another time. We all live in our separate worlds. Yeah. That's the particle of, I'll get to it because I was talking about the wave particle thing. So as a particle, you inhabit your own world. Yeah. Your world doesn't, but worlds do intersect when as part of a wave, but I will get to that. So essentially, you have now collapsed into a heap. Now, if you've like your world as you see and perceive it, yeah, can be mapped. Now, imagine that world occupying the insides of your bubble, yeah, and that's your reality. Underneath your feet is just blackness. Outside of that world, even if you want to imagine the globe model, it's just blackness. Now, that blackness and nothingness is what consciousness actually is, because it's infinite potential. It's infinite. It's life itself. Yeah. It has no clear definition. It's no thing, but it's everything at the same time. Pure energy, right? Now, that thing decides it looks at your bubble and it goes into your feet and it wears you. Yeah. Imagine now, that thing animates you from underneath your feet, right? And it animates you. And then now you're back to standing. Now it's worn to the human mind, because the human mind believes in separation. The human mind will say, oh, consciousness has worn me like a suit, right? Somehow removing and separating the world from consciousness. But essentially what's happened is consciousness has worn the entire world that you perceive and know and live within and have your boundaries, yeah, is worn that entire suit, because that config is not just you, it's you and everything in your fucking world as one thing. That's what consciousness is experiencing. It's not just experiencing you, because it experiences the sunrise and the sunsets. It experiences the wind in here. It experiences even random conversations that projections are having. Right? It experiences all of that. It experiences the news. It experiences the entertainment. It experiences all of that within its world. It's this one thing. Now it's worn it, and then by it wearing you, it's not just you, it's worn the entire thing as a suit. It then, out of you being the conduit, it projects the whole thing and fills it with pure energy, and it just fills up all the templates as the people, places, things, just fills it up, just like that. From the moment your eyes open, like that. Bosh. There's nothing here, bro. Like, you've come here to experience this like Mickey Mouse thing. Trust me, you're way bigger than this, bro. That's the real shit, bro. So you fill up the whole thing. Fill up the whole thing. The whole thing. You're like a prism. Yeah? And light just hits you only to be able to disperse itself in all these different colors so it can experience all the different colors. Because just by it being those colors, it's an experience for itself. Light is consciousness, guys. Like, at this point, we know this, okay? Cool. Now, and it's the reason why they use that word a lot in your books. But yeah, that's what it is. So it populates that world, and then you experience it. And then somehow, because the mind technology believes in separation, just like I've shown you that you think that consciousness is animating you, but it's animating your, not just you and your entire world and everybody in it, including me. I keep telling you that I am in your mind and you think I'm joking. And I keep telling you that I am you and you are me and you think I'm joking. We're one and the same thing, bro. I don't know what light, pure energy, consciousness, God is. I can't tell you. There's no words to even describe it. What the fuck? There's no words to describe it. It's fireworks. So you're a prism. But somehow when light hits you, light being a high order, high intelligence. Oh, bear with me. Let me take this call. Oh, why are people doing this today? Oh, I'm going to finish this. So anyway, yeah, you're a prism. And somehow when the light hits you, because light being a high order being, light has to kind of have an interface. And I think the interface is the mind, you know. And somehow, some way, because the mind is so focused on separation, sometimes consciousness forgets. It's not that consciousness forgets, and that's why I think this place that we live has challenges within it, NPC type system type stuff, yeah. But it's just for us to be able to evolve and ascend it. It's not like we put it there to test ourselves. Nobody put it there, we put it there, because nobody's coming into your bubble. Do you get it? Nobody is in, it's all you. Bro, even when the fucking system and, you know, everyday media is saying shit like, you know, accountability, and they're trying to tell you it's a good character trait. It's just a roundabout way of telling you that you're creating everything yourself, bro. So just recognize that. Like, you're voting, every action you take is like, you know, you're creating your world, essentially. They're telling you. And you also, if you really did the investigation, you'd know that, oh, actually, I created that shit. But people are lazy. But yeah, that's the actual fact of it. So it transcends it transcends a lot of stuff, man. So anyway, you animate the whole bubble, the whole thing, and you're having a life experience. And somehow the body, because it believes the mind body technology thing, sometimes it believes in separation so much, and it's been living in separation, falling for the programs that exist within this bubble, this program life experience. I'm going to do a visual on this actually. And then yeah, pigeon's back. And yeah. Yeah, you animate all of it, you know. And that's why it's like when the student is ready, the teacher or the master appears, right? It's not that. It's mainly like you start to open your eyes more to, actually, I think I am in control of this whole thing. I think I'm the energy behind this whole thing, right? Start to think like that. Then it's like the reality has to shapeshift to accommodate that new way of thinking. So every time your way of thinking changes, the reality has to shapeshift to accommodate that way of thinking. For you specifically. But if you imagine like a large space, the largest space you can imagine, yeah, and imagine that whole space full of prisms of all different shapes and sizes, all different types, gazillions of them just littered everywhere, right? Now, that's you, that's your body, that's your bubble experience. It's not that important. The experience is what's important to consciousness, so it knows what that is like, what it's like playing your bubble. There's something consciousness, there's a reason why you exist. There's a reason why consciousness decided to experience life through you. There's something very unique and something very important for the God of all gods, the power of all powers, to experience in your world. All you have to do is to be authentic, so that you can actually realize what it's trying to learn or it's trying to know through you. But you don't want to do that. You want to be fake and you want to live in your world in some sort of reality TV show, being fake for everybody, but it's dumb because nobody is actually there. It's just you interacting with aspects of your own self and consciousness, which is just you. Yeah, there's nobody. It's just you. Okay, it's just you. You fill the whole thing. You fill the whole thing up with consciousness, but they fill in different templates. People of low consciousness, people of high consciousness, all these things coincidentally are placed there strategically for your growth and your evolution. So you're going to learn that from that person, you're going to learn that from that person, you're going to not do that because of that person, you're going to be but it's not that person, it's you teaching yourself, just like it's you that harms yourself, just like it's me speaking to myself just now. I'm just doing that for my own self in my own world because I recognize what this is. Guys, you need to learn to breathe underwater because you can. We've been going deep for how long? And we're still breathing, right? Lock in, bro. And sometimes I get it. Like, people get scared. These concepts are not for like weak minds. It's not for, and it said this in the Matrix. Some people are not ready to be unplugged. You pull the thing out. It's like, it scares them, So they'd rather hold on to the comfort blanket stories, which is basically they wrap all these comfort blankets around themselves and kind of fall into the belief that, I'm a human and I'm doing my best in life, blah, 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 blah. But then when something happens, because consciousness will try and wake you up to your authentic self, it will do it in many ways, many ways. It will try and slap you awake. It'll slap you awake, slap you harder. Some days like you're trying to do something and nothing's working out. Why do you think is happening, bro? The same energy that made the sun rise, the same energy that woke you up that morning. So shut the fuck up and listen to the message, okay? You're not smarter than it. You're a fucking prism. Your mind is prism mind, But it's crazy also because being this conduit Man, listen, the downloads are deep, you know. Think about it. Like, the rainbow comes out of the prism, and then you have the chakra system, which is also kind of rainbow colored, right? But when you unify, you align your chakras. Yeah. Back into one, and you go into the prism. Now you become light again. Anyway, guys, listen. We can go deep sometimes, you know, but this is I've not even like broken, bro, the iceberg is, yeah. There's stuff that will literally spin your head off your neck, bro. And nothing will happen because you can't die. Yeah, bro. So that's all it is. I want my bubble, my world, to be the coolest, dopest, most high vibrational, advanced civilization type, telepathic, high order being world possible. That's the world I want. That's the world I'm creating in my bubble. A component of that is what? Making sure that I speak to consciousness, because only consciousness can speak to consciousness, and only consciousness can, you know, we're doing it to ourselves. We get it. It's our, because there's nobody else here, bro. Okay. So I have to speak to myself, like, bro, like, just in case you've forgotten. Yeah. Just in case you forgot. You're light and you're hitting this prism and you're going out and you somehow think that, you know what, like, bruv. Yeah. Bro, we're gonna change this whole thing, man. We're gonna change this whole thing. We've already started, bro. Yeah, man. We're gonna, like, bro, we're gonna make conscious awareness cool. Like, literally cool. Like, cool, to the point where it's cool. You understand me? Because it has to be cool. It must be cool. Because I believe that my config and my world, there was a very specific purpose that consciousness chose to live through me. And it's choosing to live through me. So whatever consciousness requires me to do and express, bro, I'm gonna do it. Because that's all there is. What else is there? Listening to your fucking shitty, puny mind? You go ahead. You go ahead. You go ahead. You go and do that. Yeah, man. Anyway, listen. Actually, let me give you one more shit. The crazy thing is this. Just like how I am a prism. Let's go back to the large field of prisms. You're a prism, I'm a prism. But we're just prisms in a prism landscape. Until consciousness animates us, we don't exist. We're just particles. But when the light of consciousness hits us, all of us simultaneously, we project our colors, right? My projection, my bubble, my color spread is unique to me. Yours is blah, blah, blah. But once the wave of consciousness hits us, it forms a collective picture. And as part of that, our pictures bleed across each other and we co-create one reality. But it's not one reality. It's made up of a gazillion tiny realities. Because our worlds can never mesh. Not fully anyway. Because nobody can become another person. Do you understand? So there's a core of a person that nobody can become. So no matter how much intersection there is within the particles or the color spread of the individual rainbows, There's an aspect that just can't, it's unique to that prism because that prism is expressing in that moment. Do you get it? So there's, yeah. So we're all that one thing with that core that can't be tampered with. And it's just it's one thing because it's just one wave of light that's hit all these prisms and it's doing it. The light is not, this can't separate itself. Like, how the fuck can I separate my light from your light? Like, oh bro, we're the same thing. That's what it is, bro. Anyway, as always, maximum love. And I truly, the ones that get it, the donuts that are just talking shit, they just attach their stories. Let them carry on, man. It's just part of the script. It's just the way it is. But in fact, they're not even, for me, I just look at them, they're projections anyway. I know what it is because it's like, it's no point. These things, yeah. Anyway, yeah. Maximum love to everybody. It's not maximum love to there's no everybody. It's just actual consciousness. So yeah, we're just spreading it. We're sharing it. But yeah, stay strong. Stay blessed. Actually, bless yourself. Bless yourself and stay powerful, man. You know. Okay, we're back with another one. We're gonna call this one the light or life experience, right? So in the video, as I said, light, energy, consciousness, life, God. Light and life actually, they're homonyms, aren't they? In a way. But anyway, whatever. It's a bit of a coincidence, that's all. So anyway, light itself, energy, consciousness, life, God, whatever you want to call it, is radiating light, yeah? This prism, these are like prisms, yeah? Each prism, this is me, this is you, this is like, but your entire world, yeah? Your entire world, his entire world, blah, blah. Animals, everything, yeah? So this light hits us in this field of experience, this bubble, whatever, wherever it is that we are. It hits us collectively and we project, can you see? We project the rainbow onto the screen. So this is the screen, yeah? Now let's invert it. Let's assume now that screen is like a VR headset, yeah? Can you see how the wave, just caused by this one energy, is projected this onto your screen? You are just a way, you're just a way that allows it to fragment itself into all of this. So you, when you project onto the screen and you see this reality, it's just a broken down this, like I've been saying. So if you look at it from here, let's just pick two prisms. Light hits the prism and it projects the rainbow, your reality. You, bear with me a second. So you, who's energized by pure energy, light, energy, consciousness, life, God, animating you, causes you to project out of you your reality. Yeah? Now your reality and my reality, there's a point where no matter how much we are best friends, whatever it is, there's a point where I can't be you, you can't be me. That's a fundamental truth that we all know and accept. If you don't know that, then you're kind of weird. So you project and I project, but on the screen of space, this reality that doesn't exist, that people think is real, but there's nothing here. Okay, there's nothing here. Just like this. This is all on a screen. We're just projecting on a screen. Yeah, that's it. We're in a bubble. We're projecting onto the screen of the bubble. And the bubble will pop eventually, but there's nothing here. Okay, it's all inside. So we project that, he projects it, but there's a crossover point. So we are co-creating the reality. But ultimately, it's one thing that is creating the reality in order for it to experience this through all of this. Infinity. Kind of looks like the glasses too, right? Crazy, I know. So these are the particles. That's the wave. Particles, the wave. Light, particle of 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 light. Wave of light. I think Akhenaten, the Egyptian pharaoh, was onto something. Peace, man. Okay, so this is the visual for when I said about if you collapse your whole entire body into a pile of meat and bones and muscle and tissue, that's you. This is your world. Yeah? The length and breadth of your world exists in here. You don't live in the whole world. You live in here. Right. Now, outside of all of this, what do you think is here? This is consciousness. Consciousness goes here, not directly under your foot. I think it comes through here, but whatever. But somehow consciousness, for let's make it easier for the visual. Consciousness enters, fills you up. You project the reality onto the screen. And this whole experience is what consciousness is trying to experience. It's not just trying to experience you. It's trying to experience this. Yeah? It can't experience this without you. But the body, mind, technology thing, somehow took control and thought that this was all that mattered. But when you zoom out and even come here, you realize that this doesn't really matter. This matters, and this matters. The experience, not this. Particle, wave. The light experience, bro. I forgot. And when you realize, because you're observing, the reality, which is just you. So just to recap, you are this light, energy, life, consciousness, God, radiating through these prisms in this dimension we call the human or the life experience, this place. Yeah, these prisms are the conduits by which you, consciousness, can create a reality for you to experience what it's like to see a bird fly, what it's like to feel the sun on your back, and blah blah blah, blah all this other shit. You want to know. Now here's the thing. So after you start looking out, you get attached to the story, that's your best mate, this person broke your heart, this tree made you angry once, whatever it is, you start to realize, hang on, maybe something happens, right? Maybe you have a life-changing experience, whatever, it doesn't really matter. I've discussed this in other videos, but the moment you realize that there is nothing outside of here, yeah, so i.e. what you're seeing with your two eyes is not necessarily reality, because you're just looking at a screen. You're just looking at projected reality. The reality actually exists within you here. So what you do is, when you start to, instead of projecting out, you start to actually go in, right? And like I said, you're returning back to yourself. When you start to go in, it's the same with the prism. The image that's projected on the screen, all that energy is now returned back to the conduit, the prism, the human, and there is a recognition that the human is this. When this connection is made between the all of all, the God of all gods, consciousness, the all power, everything, life itself, when you recognize that, hey, that's what I am. I'm not actually this fucking prism, I'm this. This relationship changes. And then this changes completely. Because now the lights that will be radiating through you will be different. The image you project onto the screen will be different. Your experience here will be different. It's just facts, man.